Okay, so hopefully this time we have some a thing that lets you like check the microphone level. Just pressing like I just pulled the earbuds out of my head because I'm trying to set up my chair. Also fix my chair's cushion because it's being pushed out of the chair by the back of the chair, and it's just like. So anyway, I assume having tested my microphone level that there is in fact audio there this time. Though to be honest, nothing that I said was really that important. Most of it was either covered again in that comment that I left, or it was just referring to what was on screen. Just me describing what was happening in the race, except for anybody with eyes could have definitely seen what was happening. Yeah, that kind of ticked me off, though. Trying to pull these earbuds out, I swear. First I almost step on them, then I pull them out by sitting on them, and then I accidentally toss something on top of them. Oh, that was loud. Yeah, so I did the audio a bit higher too, because I was trying to listen to stuff earlier. Points later, we'll have some work to do as he starts all the way back in 12th. Alright, race man, just really lost control, trying to just get past Vert and myself. XC3 is now down to last. I would say this is probably the last thing that he needs right now, given he needs to try and defend a points lead from Raceman, and more specifically Sonic, who's about to take second place from Carbon. A bit close there. So fast we'll attempt to escape, but I don't know if that's gonna work. Didn't mean to press that button. That's like, I'm the real villain here, not you. Discount over here. That's that Sam's Club villain. His villainous vehicle isn't even good. I'm not exactly in the most talkative of moods. A, because I basically used up all of the stuff that I might have had to talk about in the last episode, which then no one heard, and I don't even remember what most of it was to the exact point in the first place. I could know the general idea of what it was about, but saying it differently would just sort of make it a little bit awkward, I guess. I don't know. Oh, Vert's around, and Raceman just slams into him. We put him around. What? What? Whoa. That was weird. Alright, so who spun him around? "16 Angels? What the heck? Didn't expect that." Oh, and then there's Raceman. Definitely didn't see that didn't expect that to be the one that put him around. I figured it'd been like Gearhead or Alex, maybe. Yes, I know for the most part, most of what I said that was relevant to the topic I discussed in the previous video was like brought up again in the two like I guess like biographical comments that I left, referring to the first the video and then how all the things I said in the description of myself related to certain things that have actually happened to me and all that stuff. But the thing I didn't somehow make reference to was my insomnia. That's like basically it. This carbon just in the way. So we have kind of the cars in like little clusters around the course here. Currently X3 will score, but it won't really be much. Not when Sonic is getting 12 points from this race. Poor Virgil got demolished. Mom for C3, his car's top speed isn't very good. Raceman isn't the best either, but it has much more acceleration. Which is the better handling, I guess. Apparently XC3 does, and now XC3 is off towards Gearhead. No, that's not Gearhead. Ryan, Storm, and Danny. Okay, so to just sort of briefly sum up, just in case you didn't watch the video, do not be left in the dark when they come back eventually in one of the non-canon parts. I don't know, unless you want to continue developing a storyline into 12, but I feel like it needs to end at 11. Just because otherwise, I don't know, I can only ride this so far. Because as I mentioned in my description was that if Carbon loses to 5 Team Hot Wheels drivers and one of them wins the championship, then it's over. And that applies even if Sonic were to win the championship. So if Sonic were to win the championship and then 3 of them didn't, then there'd be a problem. Or 5 of them didn't beat Carbon, then there'd be a problem and there'd be eradication all around. But I don't feel like that's going to be the case because Carbon's vehicle isn't really that great. Actually, 3 noticed last second, like, oh, Ryan just literally sat on the outside of the corner. Opportunity. Except he didn't really take it well enough, and now he's not really going to get that spot. And he might just give it up to Raceman instead. Yep. Well done. He probably needed that point. You get nothing. Well, you get 1 point. You kind of lose. Good day, sir. And so let's see how that shuffles the points around. Sonic should be leading again. Yep, by 3 points. But these Powerpuff Girls are not the ones that you like knew from like when you were a kid. Instead, here they're 16 and very much more appropriately dressed for that age, not just wearing the simple dresses that wouldn't fit any other human being ever because they're 1'7". Rules have switched around to where Blossom is not the overprotective one, and then Buttercup is sort of independent and almost like separated from her sisters in a sense, unless they're fighting crime, of course. Bubbles doesn't change, and she never will, I don't think, but other things are... Hello? Other things aren't necessary to know, and therefore I'm not going to explain them. But they're explained in much better detail than I could probably do anyway in that video. It's like 3 minutes, it's like 4 minutes long, I think, so it's not even like I'm having you sit there for like a 25-minute lore discussion. It's like 4.5 minutes, so... Alright, Bert's apparently trying to break the slipstream there, or something. Sonic doesn't get the best starting grid spot. He starts down in 10th, and then Ryan Storm somehow got him off the line. Doesn't matter now, but... Alex decides he'll just mow the lawn, I guess. Not sure what that was for. Actually, if he would like that win, that would give him like 10 points over Sonic right now. Well, assuming Sonic stays in his current spot, he would actually be like 8 or 7 over him, but that's still a decent lead, assuming he doesn't start him last again. I imagine Bert this time probably doesn't want to get spun by a 16 Angels again. You can see the handling on this car. He hardly even had to slow down for that turn. Mixie 3 is trying for 16 Angels already. That kind of puts Bert at a loss, because he can't even go anywhere until this clears up. Luckily I did so kind of fast. Now I'm just like super paranoid that it isn't recording my audio, and we're just gonna have another mute video, and that's gonna be really annoying. Even though I've consistently checked like every like the heck? Every like probably 10 minutes to make sure that it's been recording my audio, and it has been picking it up, so if it's not in the video, it's gonna be kind of frustrating. I'm not sure if the audio just got lower, but this is me in like a PS4 chat party, because I'm trying to... There we go. It is, allegedly, as Sonic and Burn fight over 6th. Well, that could have been gained is basically non-existent. Sonic's already up in P5. And Vert's still there threatening XC3's victory. Unwise as that is, but it's Vert. Can't exactly tell him to not race, so we don't even try. This race I also could have probably made 5 laps rather than 4. XC3 just barely got a faster lap, but not by much. Because Ryan struggles immensely to get around Burn for 7th. A lot of times they're clearly faster. You can't find a way because Burn's got such a defensive skill. You can dish it out, and then you can prevent it from even being given to him. It's an unfair combination in some ways. That is stolen 10th from Carbon. Now Alex is so fast, only need to do the same, and Carbon can't even score from the race. XC3 still mostly keeping Vert in his rear view. Sonic is about to put some pressure on to Raceman. For some reason, part of my mind wanted to call him Mega Man. No, that's the wrong game. Haven't put him in here yet, and I don't really plan on it either. Because really, I think with the like 10 additions that I put in, I think that's enough. Because I, again, have stated before, I really do not want the number of additions in a race outnumbering the amount of Hot Wheels drivers, or even getting close to that. At least like I said, 60, oh, hi Danny, like 70-30 rule or something like that. So like at least 9 would need to be Hot Wheels drivers. Meaning we could have like 6 additions at most, since we can have 15 opponents, AI drivers in the race. Well, they could be 16, but I have to be there in the race, even if I don't ever leave the pit lane, so... The last lap has been an indication. XC3 should be able to hold on for this victory. Though it would be immensely helpful to his cause if Sonic did not take 4th, but well, with that kind of a maneuver, I don't think he will, actually. He might even lose 5th to Danny over here, but I see that as not very likely unless Danny gets a huge head of steam here, which he doesn't really do. He gets actually denied by Sonic as he's trying to get around Raceman, but it's not enough. And Danny almost, no, maybe, yes, I can't tell, no. Yes, maybe, can't tell, no. I don't think, no, Danny didn't get him. Curses. Sonic's over here like, you're too slow. I'm like pushing my microphone in further just to make extra sure that it's not gonna stop picking it up. So X3 now has a 6-point advantage. As we go into what may honestly be the most boring race in the schedule. I don't even know why I put it here. I could have just made 20 races and just had like a 2-race episode for the or like for part 6 or something, because we have the Nordschleife and Mugello. But I didn't do that. Why? I don't know. Or I could have just done the classic oval for Monza instead and made things switch around because Danny and Ryan Storm are like destined for success there. But no, instead I used this like go-kart track right towards the end of the series where it's like starting to get to crunch time, but there's nowhere to pass here. And I do not like myself for this judgment call, because it wasn't a good one at all. Did not try to rhyme there. Why am I on pole? Whose idea was this? Did not want that. Why so fast? We're actually using the short layout, which I hoped would actually make a little bit more interesting. We're using the club circuit, which sort of cuts out that long straight over there. We just go straight to the little complex, which in hindsight may actually make it more boring. I think I knew this potential was there, and that's why I made it 5 laps. And normally around this length, I made it like 6 or 7. Because I knew this racetrack wouldn't be very long. I'm pretty sure on the lap 2 we'll be hitting like, we might not even have a minute-long lap. Probably like 57 seconds. If this one's even going to take a minute, which I don't think it will. It'll be like a minute and 2. No, but this is a minute. My lord, yeah. So this is gonna be a 5-minute race. You better make your maneuvers now. Ooh, that's a wall there, Sonic. It still passes that though, I think. I've created a bit of a deficit just by existing between XT3 and Danny. Just because it's ungodly difficult to pass here? Okay, never mind. I'll shut my face now. As Danny just makes it look pathetically simple. That, not very happy with being passed. Nah, nope, not enough. Ooh, you almost had it. You gotta be quicker than that. Remember that commercial? From like 2 years ago? It is right on so fast. But can he pass him at this like coliseum of racing circuits? Even though they call Bristol the Coliseum of motorsports, but that's beside the point. There's a very scary hedgehog, alien, and metaphysical being behind me. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Well, I know one of which won't do anything. the other one's just gonna pass me, and then the third one, nobody really knows what that's gonna do. I don't know why, but I do just sort of automatically assume that, you don't end up reading the comments, like the comments that I wrote, either after you've already seen the video, or there's another one afterward, that's already come up afterwards. But I also kind of feel like it's the same case too if, it's not relevant. Like, I know you've read the descriptions for, like, Vert and Burn, because you've commented on, like, describing them, like, yeah, I agree with that. But without a comment, I have no, like, I have no legitimate way of knowing if you've seen everything else or not. Even for the ones of characters that are relevant, such as Gearhead from episode 7, or episode 2 of this act, but episode 7, 7th biography I've written, basically. Because I know you didn't too much care for the Powerpuffs being in here in the first place. At least didn't seem to. And I do jump to conclusions. That's something I get from my mom. I just sort of assume things are the way they are. The thing is, like, at least a solid 70% of the time I am usually right, so... So fast to end up winning this race. Just based on the fact that we're gonna have a 4.5-minute race, and there wasn't really ever time to get around anybody in it in that time span. Like, so that's why I feel the need, for some reason, to continue to explain the lore behind myself and the Powerpuffs, because I just sort of feel like you haven't acknowledged it. Not necessarily haven't read it, but just haven't put thought towards, like, you know, taking the information in, as it were. Racecam has not had the best races recently. I know the Mustang isn't the best car, but it shouldn't be down there in 13th overall. So that's the end of the racing for this act. I'm trying maybe not spend 15 minutes afterwards, but I would like to spend a few, because otherwise we're going to have a half an hour episode, and well, I feel like you guys aren't getting your time's worth if I do that, so... And again, my dumbass, I could just do another race. Just leave these two for next episode, or maybe even, no, can't really leave these two, because then if I do these three, or these three, because if I do these, then if I do these two, that's not going to be very long. It's going to be like a 20-minute episode. So I mentioned this in the last episode, that I've changed this championship around. Chaos Viper, which is a double reference, has sort of replaced that Discord guy. Chaos Viper is a double joke. The first being when I managed to finally get Fusion Fall, you know, the game the Powerpuff Girls came from, set up on my laptop upstairs. Well, it's not mine, it's just the laptop upstairs. It doesn't really belong to anybody. It belongs to anyone in the house with the fingers to use it, basically. Now it belongs to anybody with the power to take it. That you wouldn't get that reference because you haven't watched the World Race movie. Really recommend you do that in your spare time. It's right there on YouTube. It's just uncut, unedited, just there. Same with the Accelerators movies, but I don't really know if I recommend those the same as much as I do World Race, because World Race has a video game, which you've played extensively. Accelerators doesn't, unless you count Beat That and the fact that Battle Spec and Chicane are in basically the same designs from the movie. Other than that, there's no relevance. And we'd see that Vert, the way we have him here and the way that he is in the action movies are complete opposites. But Chaos Viper is a reference to when they made the account on Fusion Fall. The game had like a generic, like, choose 3 words naming system. You could generate your own too, but I didn't do that because I was out of ideas at the time. So I actually went with Viper Chaos, but Chaos Viper sounded cooler. And the reason Viper sticks on me is because of the Dodge Viper, which is a car that for some reason isn't in this game. I guess they couldn't get the licensing to use the car. Even though Vipers have literally been in every other game like ever. And I don't know why they couldn't get it here. Ironically enough, Project Cars 2, another game I play a lot of, which kind of works similarly but is better on a controller and therefore better to play overall for me, also doesn't have Vipers. At least my second favorite car is here. The Mazda RX-7, of course, is Ryan Storm's car. And then as for the third favorite, the Acura NSX, which is on Project Cars 2, and every other game I can think of as well, pretty much, whether it be the 1990s model or the 2017 model that was released last year, hence 2017. At least one of them, sometimes even both, finds their way onto basically every racing game. And not this one. Now, of course, if I had the PC version, I could have mods that would put the Acura NSX and the Dodge Viper into the game. Fortunately, I don't have a competent PC that can do that, so... Son of a... I can barely handle a MMORPG website game from 2009. How is it going to handle a full-fledged sim racing game? It's not. There's your answer. Yeah, so Chaos Viper is like my alter ego in this situation. That's the side that wants to just mess up these two. I read the lore, I knew, I was originally tied to Carbon, but not anymore. Too ticked off for that. Also, not that, just these two, not that. That is fine. Ironically enough, the main villain is the one I don't care about. But my normal version is actually more set on racing, as both the venting method and to just prove myself I don't really need them there, I guess. I don't know. It's just mostly venting, and I'm in their car as well, sort of like honor the loss, assuming that they're lost, which logically leads me to believe that they are. My psyche leads me to hope that they're not. I don't know if anybody else involved, physical or not, or fictional or not, really cares, but... I mean, Mojo Jojo, I guess, cares, because he's destroyed them finally with the help of some random guy in a Lotus Elise. Well, now he's in a BMW, but he's known for, like, Lotuses here. In these two championships. He's in the, GX Carbon here, not here. Here, GT Carbon, not GTX Carbon. He's in this little Pagani here because the Lotus would have no chance there. He is in nothing here, right? Henchman, duh. And now he's in the GX Elise, which is a weaker vehicle and also older vehicle. And now he's in the BMW to play into the gag. The original idea behind Discord was that because of, the discord that he brings, just from his mere presence, was, allowing multiple of the same exact car to appear in the same place. And that was supposed to be the explanation for why there's 4 BMW M3s and 4 Lamborghini Countaches. And then everything else. But I just figured, like, I don't need an explanation for that. There's definitely more than 4 Lamborghini Countaches left in the world, so I don't feel like I need to, like, show or prove that that's the case. So there's 2 episodes to go in the... I guess it's the finale, but it's also not. It's just so hard to explain that, because it's the sort of finale. That's the title up there of the event. But... so that'll do it. My throat is starting to get sore. I should probably stop talking now. I've talked for like basically 2 hours straight today, so I think my voice needs a bit of a break. And of course in the next part will be Silverstone, the Nordschleife, and the Highlands. Well, the Long Highlands, because I think we did the original here, up here. We did the short version, so yeah.